You're handed your class roster for next year and someone leans in and says, "Watch out for that one. They're trouble. You'll never reach them." And just like that, a story is written about a child before you've even met them. Imagine this. It's the end of the school year, and new class rosters are being shared. Colleagues start offering insight about your incoming students. Sometimes that information is helpful, strategies, supports, things that help kids succeed. But sometimes you hear something else. That kid is a problem. That kid is bad. You're going to have a hard time with them. Over the years, I've heard that many times. Yes, some of those students come with real challenges. Some are beyond what I can fully support on my own. But I've learned something. Many of those bad kids aren't bad at all. They're intelligent, they're thoughtful, they're capable. But they're not succeeding. Not because of who they are, but because of what they're protecting. Sometimes our behaviors are a defense system. If a student feels embarrassed in front of their classmates, they act out. If they've learned that being smart makes them a target, they become the class clown. If they don't believe they can succeed, they stop trying altogether. Sometimes the version of the student you see in class is the exact opposite of who they really are. I had a student like this for several years in elementary school. He rarely participated. He made negative comments, refused to work, was often defiant. He was challenging. And then one day, everything shifted. It was field day. I was stationed in the library. It was a quiet space for students who needed a break. He came in, not in trouble, just overwhelmed. He sat in a big beanbag by the window. So I went and I sat on the floor next to him. And we just looked out the window into the courtyard. We didn't talk about why he was overwhelmed. We didn't talk about classwork. We talked about the plants outside the window. As we looked over the courtyard, we saw the overgrown plants. The area clearly was in need of care. I pointed out several things that I recognized. He asked questions. We chatted. And at the end of our conversation, he had a plan. He wanted to clean up the courtyard, plant something new, make it better. And he wanted me to help him do it. A few days later, we met after school. We walked through the courtyard. We talked about what we saw in the garden, what needed to be done. And I learned something I had never seen before. The student who had struggled every day in class was responsible. He helped out at home. He cooked meals, worked with his family. He cared deeply about things. He was thoughtful, capable, mature. None of which I had ever seen in my classroom. He didn't let many people see that side of him. Or maybe nobody had ever taken the time to look. During COVID, when everything moved online, attendance in my classes dropped. But that student, he showed up every week. He completed every assignment. He did everything that was asked of him. That same student who wouldn't participate in class thrived when he felt safe, when no one was watching. So when you see a student acting out, don't just stop at the behavior. Ask what's underneath the behavior. Because as we know, most of the time, those behaviors are covering something else. And if we can reach that something else, their confidence and their behavior will begin to change. So don't label the tough kids as bad. Don't write them off as unreachable. See them as a challenge worth taking. They need your leadership, your patience, your compassion. Take the extra time, because you might be the one who changes the way they see themselves. And that can change everything. Here's something small you can try this week. Pick one student who feels challenging right now. Instead of focusing on their behavior, watch them when they don't think anybody's watching. What do they care about? What are they drawn to? Once you see something, start a conversation. Not about school, not about expectations, just something human that you can relate to. So which student are you going to connect with this week?